I have two for Jordan that I think Jordan will be able to do justice to.
Yeah.
The first, at the top of the screen, is for Jordan. I've recently gotten really into Blackpink, and I was hoping for a recommendation for K-pop bands with a similar style.
Okay. Two spring to mind immediately. There is Everglow, who, when they released their singles, were accused of just copying Blackpink entirely. But they are very good, so I strongly recommend Everglow. In terms of another new group, I would also recommend ITZY, ITZY. They are quite good. And then if we are going into classics, I actually got this one from chat because I fully agree with it, of To Anyone. I say classics, but just 10 years ago. Actually, it's older than 10 years ago. That's terrifying. So there's three groups that are all pretty dang rad and are in a similar sound for a lot of things to Blackpink. Someone recommends Red Velvet, but Red Velvet, I love Red Velvet and I recommend listening to them, but I wouldn't say that they sound a lot like Blackpink. There's a lot of K-pop that sounds very similar just because, as I said, the other night or last night, I can't even remember. There are K-pop goes through phases where everything sounds kind of similar just because they all use the same instruments or same style. But Red Velvet never really went with the same as them. But they're quite good.
All right, thank you for that. I have a second challenge for you, Jordan.
Yeah.
And this one has a really easy joke answer, but I actually want you to give it the old college try.
Okay.
So resist the joke answer and try to do it legit.
Okay.
Explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts, but replace any Kingdom Hearts jargon terms, like hearts, darkness, light, etc., with the word bus.
Okay. I want a quick clarification from you, Matt.
Yes.
Because we're running these challenges. Are we talking about the plot of Kingdom Hearts 1, the game, or Kingdom Hearts, the series? Because the second one is a little difficult.
You know what?
If
you want to do just Kingdom Hearts 1, that's fine.
Fantastic. I will do Kingdom Hearts 1. It's also spoilers, because there are people who might get into the franchise late.
Well, I mean, ideally you're using bus enough that it's essentially incomprehensible.
It's essentially useless anyway, yeah. So, our journey begins on, world names are not going to be bust, on Destiny Island, where a young boy named Bus and his two friends, Bus and Bus, are trying to build a raft to go to a different world because one of the children apparently says they come from another world. No one really believes it or understands it. It's not well explained in Kingdom Hearts 1. And furthermore, it's not super explained how a raft with one sail and 6 planks of wood would get them anywhere other than a swift grave. You do general making boat tasks and fighting with your friends, but when I say fighting, I mean hitting them with wooden swords. When they hit you with a blitz ball, that's not Kingdom Hearts, that's Final Fantasy, a whip, which is a jump rope, and just another wooden sword. Night falls, and your liver is left on the kitchen table by your mom yelling out for you because you are going to the island because the storm makes you worried about the boat. When you get there, buses rise from the ground, and a storm of bus encompasses the entire island. This bus leads you to see your other friend, Bus, who's swallowed by the bus after extending a hand to you to join him in the bus. Oh god. Buses swallow you, but then you are able to reach out and gather the bus. And you wield the bus as a weapon to defeat the buses and to hunt down your other friend, Bus, You go to this abandoned cave that for some reason has a door in it that no one has ever asked about, that doesn't have a handle, it doesn't have any way of opening it, so it just looks like a plank of wood. Why has no one asked about it? I don't even know. You go in there, and the door is a different door, a door of bus. And that door opens after a cloaked figure does some Final Fantasy style mumbo jumbo, and you get pulled into the door. Meanwhile, this is going to be like 3 hours. He did this just to make it so that they have reasons to leave. Meanwhile, King Busky has decided to go and explore why worlds are being swallowed by bus, and has left a note to his royal mage and captain of the guards, Bussy and Bustled. Bussy and Bustled are off to go find Busson in a world called Busverse Town. Oh my god. Busverse Town is where our other bus awakens, and you fight other bus things, and you find out more about the bus you're wielding, and it has the power to release the buses from the buses you kill. Those buses open something else, and you are told by Busson that the bus you're holding is a bus to unlock worlds. You go on a journey in the Bussy ship. Bus Me ship. I don't even know. You go to Disney Worlds. It's not a plot thing, it's just Disney Worlds. You go and do Disney BS. In some places, you follow the busing storyline, and in other places, you do whatever the developers tell you to do, because they don't ever busing explain it, and it's just kind of half-bust through the entire thing. Then you have to go to Atlantica and do some busing BS, where you just got to go bus and swim around until you can bus and get the mermaid kick, and then you can bus more and bus it all up. Then you just go to more busing worlds because your busing friend is in a mouth of a whale stealing a busing wooden boy, and it makes no busing sense. And it's just a wild busing ride with you and Bustled and Bussy. Bustled is never healing you. Bussy's just saying, "Gosh, Bussa, you're just doing the great thing. You're the bus blade wielder." And now you're going all over. And this whole thing ends up in Bussin' Hollow Bastion, which is an original world they made. But for some reason, Beast is there from Disney. Why is he there? Because the bussing princesses of Disney are the bussing princesses of Bus, who, this is explained maybe twice in the game, but it doesn't say a bussin' thing about what they do. You just find out some busing information, and you go through, you fight other busing people, it turns out it's all from some guy named Ansem. You think that's the only time you're going to hear that name? Nope! Get ready to hear it from like 15 busing different characters. This series is a busing disaster. You become a bus because you stab yourself with your bus blade. And you just gotta find your way back to your busing body, and then that sets up the busing sequel, even though they didn't have a sequel planned. But no, they pulled it out of their busing bus to just have sequel bait. Sure, why busing not? And then you do more bus things, the worlds all collapse. This is never busing gone into again, despite being an important busing part of the worlds. That they're all busing connected and they end up in something. So there's all these busing worlds that have been swallowed by bus, and then you fight Ansem. Like 4 busing times, and you have to use all your mega elixirs, of which you have like busing none left over, because he's a busing cheater. And even on normal mode, he has some busing, BS busing attacks. And it's just a busing garbage fire. And if you fail on phase 4, you still have to go to busing phase 1 and do the whole thing over again. I also forgot to tell you about the busing dragon fight, because Maleficent turns into a busing dragon, and that ruined me as a child. I couldn't beat the dragon when I was 10. I had to go back like 17 years later on stream and beat the busing dragon. After all this busing BS, you're left to close the busing door to bus hearts. but you're on one busing side and your friend's on the other busing side, and you close the busing door and nothing is resolved. And then there's like 14 busing sequels and 3 busing prequels, and it's busing misery. And it's my favorite busing franchise of a game, and it's the only thing that I have literally tattooed on me.
Wow.
Kingdom Busing Hearts.
You had me really excited for a second when you were talking about Beast. I thought there was going to be a Kelsey Grammer appearance, and then...
No, wrong happen. Beast. Sorry, no Kelsey Grammer.
Ooh.
Hey, what's up?
Well, congratulations, Jordan. Thank you. You've done it.
Yay!
You explained Kingdom Hearts.
I'm sweaty.
I know Kelsey Grammer, though.
Ugh, because Kelsey Grammer hasn't been grabbed for Kingdom Hearts as far as I can tell.
Don't say it like that. Hi, everybody.
You want to take that one again, Jordan?
Just spat water into my face because the Hollow Bastion's... No, is this Hollow Bastion? No, this isn't. This is the Door to Darkness music. Yeah, I just spat.
Why does my overlay say green now?
It says Graham.
No, it's green.
I was about to.
What's that?
I was about to ask the same question, Graham, because I see you in the green room.
Am I live?
But you're here.
How are you there?
I can hear.
You're also here.
I can hear 2 Jasons.
Yes.
Uh-oh, that's the cue to wake up. Goodbye, everybody.
Wow, it's like the alarm clock in Kingdom Hearts that wakes you up from this dream, because this part of the game is when you have to make some bussing dumb choices to figure out what your bussing starting stats are. I'm not even joking, you make stupid choices to choose what your starting stats are. They're not explained to you at all. Then you go like 2 more phrases later and you have to talk to 3 other children who ask you questions with 3 different answers. And what that does is tell you what your experience level gain is going to be like for the rest of the game. And until they did the remix, it didn't actually explain that. You just had to guess.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't here for that.
Oh, I was challenged by Matt before he bust off with everyone else to explain Kingdom Hearts 1 while replacing all plot-relevant details and nouns with the words bus.
Oh, okay, so it's spoiler-free.
I took it to an extreme.
Great, cool. All right.
Yeah,
nice.
Completely spoiler-free.
Matt lit the fuse. Oh, and then bounced. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
not
entirely fair.
Oh, hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt.